Okay, guys, so today I want to go over how to use my watch list. So, if you saw this morning and you follow me, I post my watch lists for large cap day trades with pivots. So, at 6:15, about I posted today, and I posted for DKNG and PERI. So, today we're going to talk about PERI. The market is still open right now, and PERI is actually still moving. So right now, I have the daily chart open, and I'm not showing the current day because I want to show you how you would use my watch list. So I had these levels posted, and you could just put them on your chart. So the first one is 24.15. So you could do your whatever marking you like to do. So, and I'm just gonna edit those. So if I go right click, edit, I want to make it 24.15. The next one I wrote out was 25.61. So let's draw there, 25.61. And by the way, these are gonna be zones. They're not exactly gonna be perfect to the penny. Although, surprisingly, sometimes they are actually perfect to the penny, and I love when that happens. Because then I can say, told you so, and don't we all like to say that? Okay, so I said 25.61, and then the next would be 26.69. 26.60. Okay, so we're gonna have to edit that. 26.69. And then the last one that I had marked off was 28.32. So let's go right about here. 28.32. So 28.32. This is what you would do if you were following my pivots watch list. These are pivots that I had drawn out in the pre-market at about 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, which would be 8:30 New York time. So I had these pivots drawn. Let's take a look at what the pre-market looked like on the 5-minute chart. So I just switched that over to a 5-minute chart. It's actually going to end up showing me what today looks like. So this is what it looked like in the morning. And this time, so let's go back to, so that we can only see up to like about 5:45 a.m. or 8:45 a.m. New York time. So this is what we were mapping out. So it looked like PERI had a huge, actually extreme relative volume. It had a catalyst, which was its earnings, and it was in these pivots, which were looking really good. So basically what I wanted to do was, this was looking strong, so if we wanted to go long on this, we would since it was looking strong in the pre-market, the best setup would be able to go long. So we would want it to get above 21.61, 25.61, and then continue higher. So a good trade on this, and you want to have your plan before market opens. So let's say we get above 25.61 and back test. I would want to enter here, and my first target would be here, and I would set my stop at a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio. But everyone has their own personal preference of how they might want to set their stops. So this is just to have a 2-to-1 profit loss. And I could actually right click if I can't get exactly 2. Yeah, it's hard to just drop it. So all right, we'll just leave it about there. So this would have been my stop, 25.07. So I'd want to enter here, taking profit here, stopping out here. So what ended up happening was I actually missed this. So let's scroll forward, and it happened really fast. I actually was watching DKNG, but I'm starting to learn that my preferred price range is like in between $20 and $40. So I don't know why I was watching DKNG. I guess like in the past I had been watching it, so I ended up missing this really quick burst right here at the open. But that's okay because PERI had such extreme volume, it actually had the potential to run through several of these windows. So I thought, okay, if we get above 2665 and backtest, then the new target would be here. So this would be the secondary plan. You would enter about there. And then if we did a 2-for-1 profit stop, it would be about here. So let's check out what happened during the rest of the day. So when we got this 5-minute close above this, we would want to look at the 24-second chart to see if this can get back above and retest. So let's check out the 24-second chart at 6:40 a.m. Eastern Pacific time. So I switch over to 24-second chart. Oh, by the way, I really forgot to mention one thing. You got to drop your indicators on here. Those are important because that's going to show you additional levels of support and resistance. So on my 24-second chart, I have specific indicators. So, and I can just quickly drop them on with my hotkey. And these are the indicators that I use for my 24-second chart. I'm actually going to take this VWAP off because I find that it can be inaccurate. So here we go. Let's zoom in at about 6:40 a.m. So you can see how this level is working. This pivot, you're seeing a lot of like choppiness around that level. So we got our 5-minute close above on somewhere around this candle here on the 5-minute chart. And then you can see that it dips. So you wouldn't want to take an entry yet. But now when it gets above and back tests almost perfectly to the penny here, we're actually about 3 cents off here. And then we do get another back test here, which is 1 cent off. So you could take an entry right here, and then you could start with a small position, see if this level holds, and then when you touch again, you could add more share size, and then now you're going to want to let it run and see if it gets to your levels. And if you never hit your stop, which would be the stop would have been, what did we say it was? We said the stop was 25.95. So let's actually just move this over here so I can see it better. So as long as you never hit your stop, you don't really have to exit the position. And it never goes back down that far. These blue lines here, these little staircase things, these are the exponential moving averages from the 5-minute chart. So this would be a 9 EMA from the 5-minute chart, and this is the 20 EMA from the 5-minute chart superimposed onto the 24-second chart, just so I have an idea. So if momentum breaks, like around here, this could be a first warning. That this could be the first warning that, you know, maybe momentum is changing, we might get a reversal. But if you get a 5-minute candle close below the 20, that could be a sign that the momentum for that instance might be over. So let's look at the 5-minute chart around here, 7:58. So we got to drop our indicators back on. And since I'm on a 5-minute chart, I'm going to want to use my indicators specific to the 5-minute chart. So we did have, it looks like we did have a 5-minute close below the below the 20 EMA from the 5-minute chart over here. So we would really want to watch closely. And another exit point that you could have done was if it broke below the VWAP. That would be a for sure first sign of weakness. But it didn't happen. It actually ended up bouncing right off the VWAP, which was almost in close alignment with the 2669 level. It was just, maybe 20 cents above it. So because it never broke, you could just keep holding. But in this first run up, you would probably want to start taking profits on the way up. And how to take profits up here, I would go, maybe start taking profits at you could create your own rules and just stay consistent to them. Because if you keep changing your rules, then you'll have inconsistent profit taking. So I would do a rule at maybe 2%. So around 2%, you could have taken profit here. And then maybe again at 3%. This thing really ran today, huge. So whatever rule it is that you set, just make sure you're really consistent. You could do 1, 3, and 5%. You could do 2 and 4%. Whatever it is, just make sure it's always the same thing for profit taking. So once you do, so we actually did hit this level pretty perfectly. And I wanted to zoom in on the 24-second chart to see how we're interacting with this level here that I set. So let's switch back to the 24-second chart. And once again, I want to drop on the right indicators. So these are the indicators that I use for the 24-second chart. I had to erase the other ones and then redo them. So let's check this out. We're going to zoom in right here when we hit the level 2832. And you can see it blows through it and back tests many times. So once you hit this level, you could be fully all out and then just wait. You could wait to see, is this level holding? Does it break below, back test and continue lower? But it looks like it ends up chopping about this level for quite some time. From about 9 until 11. So for 2 hours, we're chopping about this level. And, that's why you want to take off probably the majority of your position around here. You could try to keep holding to see if it goes. But, quite often once you get to this level, you're going to see a bit of chop. And also keep in mind that we've already gapped up from the previous day and we've run quite some distance. So if you see from this day's close up until hitting this level, that's already a 28% run. I mean, that doesn't happen every day. That's pretty crazy. So the reason it was able to run this far is because it had really, really extreme volume. And I do have 3 monitors, but I'm only showing one of my monitors. But on one of my monitors, I can track the relative volume of the stocks that I'm watching. And I always want to make sure that they're either a really, really high or extreme. And PERI today happened to be really extreme. So yeah, that's a reason this stock ran. Plus, it was at a really good price point that, a lot of people can afford. So yeah, so we chopped around this level for about 2 hours, and then it looks like we're still continuing. So if this level holds until the end of the day, and maybe even until the end of tomorrow, we could continue the run higher. And I actually didn't even plot a pivot above this, but let's check out Let's check out what the next pivot level would be by going over to the daily chart and plotting it. So I'm gonna get rid of these indicators just for a cleaner chart. So we're gonna look for a pivot above 28.32. I have to go back in history to see where this chart ran. So here we go. We're gonna zoom into this area, and this is back in 2012. Wow, that's quite some time ago. Okay, that was kind of a messed up zoom. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna zoom in to, you know what, this actually looks like a clear pivot, so like right around here. So I would say 31.30 is probably the next pivot, but let's just zoom in here just in case we see anything else. So our price is like around here, like 29 right now. I'll just mark that out just so we have an idea of where the price is. There's still 30 minutes until the market close. So yeah, so the pivot is, or sorry, the current price is around 29 or something. And it actually looks like we are sitting at a pivot down here. So yeah, if you see this, we're getting tested from below and above, 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 above. Yeah, it's, the price is actually currently at what looks like a pivot. And let's see if there's anything in here. It's easier to see when you kind of like stretch it out and stuff. That looks pretty good to me, actually. I don't think I want to draw too many lines in here. Like there could be like a minor pivot in through here, maybe, like maybe right there. There could be some reactions there, but maybe not as strongly. Actually, well, you know, we'll see what happens when it hits 29.76, but that is, I would say this is more of a major pivot right here, 31.30. So let's go back to the current time on the 5-minute chart. And see how we are looking. This is where I put the current price. I was actually 30 cents, 40 cents off. So it looks like when the price hit this, oh wait, and look, check this out. Let's just zoom out a bit. Looks like we actually hit this more minor pivot here. Came in very close, and now we're actually kind of chopping about here. So this could be a point of reversal depending on how strong the market is. Right now, it's looking kind of weak on the day relative to the day. So yeah, we could just chop about here. But I'd say if we hold 28, come back and test 28 several times and hold, we could head up to 31.30. Or even if we hold this 29.76 from here, we could head up to 31.30. But yeah, the major levels would be 28.32 and 31.30. I would want to see this being held maybe throughout until tomorrow morning and then head back up. But yeah, we have to watch the price action and have no bias to see which way it's going to go. Keeping in mind that it has done this huge run up so far. And if we take a look at the run up from the close yesterday and to its current price, that is 31.5%. That's a huge, huge increase. I mean, this is like This is a large cap stock that had small cap momentum today, but moving at a large cap pace, like extremely slow. So yeah, that's what I would want to look for tomorrow, is to see this hold 28.32. If the volume is still extreme tomorrow, if it's holding, maybe we'll run up to 31.30. We'll see. It also depends on where the market goes, because right now we're at all-time highs on the S&P 500, and we might have some, indecision up here at this price point, so we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. This was an example of how to use my watch list in the morning. What you're going to do is you're going to put those pivots on your chart and then just create and follow a plan. Have profit-taking marks, and as well as a profit-taking plan, as well as a stop-out plan. Since we never hit our stop-out, we had no reason to exit, and we should have a small piece left on to see if this runs. But you can always buy back in at these levels. So if we're holding 28.32, you could always buy back here. If we, so basically you just want to see which levels are holding and being retested, and check for which direction is showing strength. So yeah, if you guys like this video, follow me on stocktwits at HeyLilTrader, and I'll try to post my watch lists every day when I think something might move through its ATR window. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys later for the next video.